How to design a beautiful house. When it comes to learning it, there is a great master of 20th century, none other than Frank Lloyd Wright. F.L. Wright built more than 1000 projects in his career, and he was one of the most influential architects of the 20th century, a master of modern architecture. F.L. Wright always emphasizes the architectural language, saying that an architect must have their own grammar. The man who designs a house must inevitably speak a language of his own if appropriate. F.L. Wright developed his style known as Prairie style. We can see many of his projects like Winslow House, Henderson House, Thomas House, Little House, Martin House, Roberts House, Baker's House. Every house has something in common, and Ruby House is the culmination of this style. Ruby House is the house of the 20th century. When we design a house, the first question that always comes in mind that how to start a design. Let's try to learn from the master of the 20th century that how they started their design. Prairie style houses were always considered mysterious because of their misfocus of attention. We have seen many times that Ruby House is known for its horizontal proportion, painted glass and pitched roof. But this style has something more to offer. It is about geometry, proportions and mathematics. Many great architects have used mathematics in architecture. For example, Le Corbusier, Tadao Ando. Even in pyramids we can see the influence of numbers. F.L. Wright also knows the power of the proportion, and he developed his own style of architecture. The top floor of the Prairie house always has rooms. It has a center fireplace connected with the living room, and the opposite side of the house has services. The Prairie house has a pitched roof which is almost flat. These type of houses has single story, double story and double height living rooms. The fireplace is the logical center of the house. F.L. Wright also known for the organic architecture. His style is developed based on the functions of the house but keeping the balance of the form. Let's try to understand the proportion of the Prairie house. Usually the height of the house is fixed in all Prairie house. The width of the length is varying. If we generate the design, we can decode the methodology of this design. The first step is to place the fireplace in the house, which is almost the hypothetical center of the house. Around the fireplace, room radiate outward towards the Prairie. For site planning. Once a fireplace is established, a living zone can be added in any one of the four ways determined by the scheme. A service zone is then added in the living zone by the application of the scheme. These lines surrounding the core unit indicates the four possible directions of the outward growth for the continuation of the design. Since each added block is smaller than the core unit, the fireplace is maintained as the hierarchical center of the design. These scheme reflects Wright's tendency to group services together so they do not interrupt living zones. This planning device is essential to Wright's aim to reducing the necessary parts in the Prairie house to attain interior spaciousness. This is the core unit of the house. The core unit may later be extended upward by the addition of the equivalent unit to form a bedroom level. Let's see the catalog of the basic composition. Here different sequence of scheme applications are specified by following different paths in the rooted tree. Each design in this catalog can be ornamented as specified below to produce a completed Prairie house style. First, place the fireplace, which is the hypothetical center of the house. Then we can place the living hall in four different directions but keeping it on the longer side of the house. Then we have the extension of other services of the house like kitchen, laundry, storage, servant rooms, etc. We can further extend this catalog to more design options. The method remains the same, but the interior space always changes. The basic composition for Prairie style houses enumerated in the tree can be elaborated in various ways to produce the complete design. These ornamentation are determined by applying the same rule as we discussed. And if we continue this tree, we can create more than 89 basic composition of the Prairie style house. Let's see the real example of the style. This is the simple illustration of how F.L. Wright has developed his grammar. To make it more real, he added architectural element of corner to these schemes. Some of these schemes, for example, those that adds roof or basements apply obligatorily to obtain a final design form in the basic composition. Other scheme may add porches, terraces, door entrances, double height hall, rooms or extra block to the corner for the basic composition are used optionally, and this allowing individual to create basic composition to lead to a number of design variations. F.L. Wright explored this language of architecture in various other architectural projects as well. Even many great architects always follow a language of their own. You can also have your own language of architecture, and you must practice it again and again to become the master of it. We can also implement these hidden principles into our design and make architecture more beautiful and and elegant. If you follow these principles into your design, your client will appreciate it. In the next video, we will explore the Ruby house, which is the continuation of this series, and we can understand the real practical implication of this theory. I hope you enjoyed this video. See you in the next video. Salute.